last video, we learned how parent component can pass down prop to its children components. What if a child component wants to communicate with the parent component? Still we use props, but this time we pass a reference to a method as a prop to a child component. Therefore here we are going to create first two components, a child component and a parent component. So inside of our components folder, I'll have to create parent component.js. Okay, then here I'll use a snippet RCE to generate my class component. I'll take off this export. In here I'll have my class constructor with my state object. So I'll use again a snippet rconst, press enter. Inside of my state here, I'll have a variable, say greet parent, okay, and I'll have a message that is daddy. Okay, what do I need? We need, when we click the button in a child component that we are going to create that component, we'll see, okay, to execute the method defined in a parent component. Basically, a child component call a parent component, and this will be achieved with props. I remember props is not a new word to you. We spoke quite a lot in the previous videos. So here, just before our render and after our class constructor, we are going to create a method, and I'll call this method create parent. This is the name. You can choose any kind of name you wish. And inside here, I'll have my alert message in a browser. Okay, you have two ways to write this method. The first one you can do this way. You can write here hello. Okay, you go outside of this of this string, and you'll write a plus. Okay, and here you have to write this dot state dot what greet parent. Okay, this is the first way you can write, but since we use JSX, then let we use a template literal. Sorry, so I'll clean this one here off. Now I'm using Mac, so down to the left after my shift key I have this backticks. Okay, this one here. I think if you are using a window, that it might be below escape key. Okay, so here writing hello, then I'll put the $sign, then braces, then say this dot state dot greet parent. Okay, now after here, let me create the second component, which is child component. So here we'll have to write child component, okay, dot js. This one will be a functional component because we don't need to use any kind of state from here. So I'll have rfce, okay, generate for us, and between our div tag in return here, we are going to have a button element, and this button here will be greet parent. Okay, now we are going to import our child component here inside of our parent component. So have here child component, close the tag, make sure it has been imported on top, and in app.js, we are going to import our parent component. Okay, close the tag, make sure it is imported on top. Now, these three of our components, they have already a communication to prove. So let's go to a browser. Now we can see here. Okay, so when we refresh, we see we have this one here inside our parent component here. Then to this tag of child component, we are going to have our prop here. Okay, so we'll pass our method from here. So we are going to write create. This is a prop name that I wish to have it. You can have anyone of your choice. Then I'll write this dot create parents. Okay, now after writing this, the second way we need to move is to go to our child components. Okay, in our button here we need to create an event, so I'll have on click. Okay, so we are going to have our event handler here. We are going to say here it's prop, it's props dot create a name of what? A name of our props from there. Okay, now here I'll have to write props. Okay, then let's go to our browser and see what has happened. So we'll click this one. Bam, it has failed. Now it says cannot read the property state of undefined. We have one thing here we have not did it. Okay, it's very good to experience with this kind of error, but don't be scared. So let's get back to our VS Code. We didn't bind our method inside here of our class constructor, so we need to bind it. So we are going to say this dot create parent equals to this dot create parent dot bind this. Okay, so let's get back to our browser. Okay, refresh. Wow, you have seen it. So we have here hello daddy. Now the other thing we need to learn, but before that I can also advise you that as we go on, we are going to use this kind of passing a method as props a lot. So if you don't have much, capture it. Please take time and read it and read it and read it. Okay, now let's see how to pass a parameter when calling a parent method from a child component. And this is where an arrow function in the return statement is real useful. So the arrow function is the easiest way to pass a parameter from a child to a parent component. Now, what do I need from here until I need to use this arrow function to pass this parameter? I want to have an addition of a message here that hello daddy. This is a child greeting a dad, but we need to know who is that child. Okay, so for example, we need to display hello daddy from Samuel. Okay, or from Innocent. How do we figure out? Let's get back to our VS Code. So inside in my method here, I'm going to write this word child name. You can write anything, my students, of your choice, but I chose this because I need to relate my stuffs with what I'm doing. I'm talking about something associated with the child, the parents. That's why I decided to do so, but you can't do anything. Now here you can say from, then $sign, then brace, then here you will write this child. Okay. Afterwards, we go to our child components here. Now here we are going to have our arrow function this way, and we are going to have our function, and inside of our function here I'll write a name innocent. So I expect when I go to a browser and click this button here, I'll have a message from the alert that hello daddy from Innocence. That's what I want to accomplish. Okay, let us refresh. Bam, you see, amazing. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe